the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double shot of time.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight, we are here with the Coffee Cup Racing League. They bring you the Nitro Series tonight here at the Bullring at Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. My name is KR Stolfus, and with me is the illustrious, the man behind so many words, none other than Chris Legue. Chris, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, KR. I don't know exactly what I did to deserve that intro, but here we are. This is going to be a good one here tonight, KR. It's the Bullring, 3/10 of a mile track, and these guys are really ready to go.
That we are, and you know, we're getting ready to go into qualifying, so let's take a quick look at our point standings coming into tonight's race. This is race number 10 of a 12 race season. Todd Sargent right now leading the points. Ryan Nolan sitting in second, AJ Hamill third, Al Smith is fourth. Those guys all separated by 25 points as the drivers take to their qualifying time. Right now we have several cars out on the speedway. Ryan Nolan in the 87, one of those drivers who is very fast in practice. We'll see what he's got for qualifying.
Now watch out for Ryan Nolan. He's very good at this track, KR, and as we saw in the points, just 12 points behind your point leader. So things could definitely shake out a little different here as we get ready to perform here at the Bullring. Ryan Nolan takes his first lap. It's a 14.979.
Several other cars starting to roll out on the speedway. Andy Lambert trying to burn off his rear tires there as we get a little shot of him. A few other cars to note that were fast here in practice. Joe Schaefer Jr. in the 6 machine, and he is fast in qualifying as well, turning a 14.9, going straight to the top of the board.
Yeah, big, impressive qualifying run out of the number 6 of Schaefer. Meanwhile, Al Smith Jr. gets himself qualified in the 6th spot, KR, a 15.096, tied with AJ Hamill for 5th spot.
Very fast lap times between those two. Obviously a .00, or should say XXX, being involved there somewhere along the line. That tie was broken, and AJ Hamill just a hair faster than Al Smith. Couple other drivers to note out here tonight. The 39 of Bill Martin, he is out on the speedway as well. I expect to see some well, Bill just showed up for pie is all I'm saying.
Well, punch and pie to be more specific, KR, but yeah, we know he can drive. We'll see how he does out there. Meanwhile, I'm watching Aaron Maynard, who's qualified in 11th so far. Matt McLean out there on track, trying to get it done right now in the 10th spot.
Matt McLean in the 88 machine, currently in 10th with a 15.295. We're rolling into the final 30 seconds of this qualifying session. We're going to step away, guys, for our national anthem. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Final 15 seconds of qualifying. Bill Martin, the only car out on track in that 39 machine. He crosses the start finish line. Bill Martin going to settle in somewhere. I believe his time's going to be invalidated though, as it must have brushed the wall at some point. So let's get right into our race info for tonight here at the Bullring. 150 laps, as this is the Arts Barbershop 150. And don't forget, check out Arts Barbershop on Main Street, Mooresville, Vermont. And of course, they are following all CDC guidelines. So Chris, that means you can be safe when you go and get your hair cut.
Well, it sure does. And make sure you go ahead and just text it and ahead and get yourself an appointment. Arts Barbershop, the place to get your hair done here in the great state of Vermont. Let's go ahead and get through this grid though, KR.
Joe Schaefer Jr. gonna start on the front row. On his outside will be Ryan Nolan. Row number 2 will be Justin McDuff in the 20 machine. And then Rex Hoyle, who got the hard charger last week, gonna be a little bit harder to follow this up with a 4th place starting finish. Row number 3 will be AJ Hamill and Al Smith Jr. And row number 4 will be Andrew Hill, Adam Jones. Row number 5 will be Andy Lambert on the inside. On his outside, Mike Holtzclaw in the 22 machine.
Row number 6, Jason Garrett in the 57. We call him Fluffy. Starting that number 57 in 11th spot. Matt McLean to his outside in the 88. Starting on the inside, starting 13th spot in his number 46. How about it? It's Aaron Maynard Motorsports East. And to his outside, it's going to be Jerry Stone from IBAM Motorsports in his number 91, starting 14th spot. In 15th on the inside, Todd Sargent. He has got a long way to go to try and sniff out the lead here tonight. Your points leader starts 15th. Jeremy Aline Watkins starts in 16th spot in his number 90 here tonight. Bill Martin in the 39. Going to be starting 17th. In 18th spot, it's going to be Stephen Page in the 1 car. On the inside, in the next row, Jeremy Carpenter in the 777. Jonathan Casey starting in on shotgun here in the number 13 car as they start rolling.
As the field begins to roll out, everyone ready to leash these race cars here tonight. And I'll tell you what, 2 very fast drivers on the front row. Ryan Nolan, who's always fast here, and Joe Schaefer, who is on pole. So we are going to see an epic battle here for that front row going into turn number 1.
Okay, I haven't had the opportunity to race with Schaefer, but Ryan Nolan I sure have on this track. And I will tell you that that man knows how to get around this little 0.3 of a mile track. We're going to see if it's enough here tonight. Schaefer putting out a blistering qualifying lap time. We're going to see just what the 87 is made of as the pace car drops down on the pit road.
Pace car down and away. Joe Schaefer in the 6, in control of the field as he works his way off of turn number 4 in the restart zone as the green flag drops, and we are underway here tonight as the Nitro Series brings you the Arts Barbershop 150, and off of turn number 2, Schaefer to the early lead.
Schaefer to the lead, and then it's Ryan Nolan. It's a battle side by side for a third spot, and Justin McDuff takes that over from Rex Hoyle. Behind them, it's AJ Hamill in the 18 with a big brake check. Out of the 20 machine, McDuff had to get into the brakes to try and whoa up that 20 machine. 18 almost got into him. AJ Hamill with a fine job to stay out of the back bumper of the 20.
Right now, the 18 and the 54 battling side by side. That is a battle for 4th place. AJ Hamill has it for the moment. Rex Hoyle in that 54 machine hanging tough in the outside lane, but now here comes the 07 of Andrew Hill. He's trying to sneak by as well.
Andrew Hill to the inside of Rex Hoyle, and the 07 machine holding on to that inside. That is definitely the preferred line here as the 07 makes his way. He actually had position at the line, KR, so into the top 5 goes Andrew Hill.
Al Smith in the 96 machine, he's now coming under attack, but the yellow flag coming out, and I do believe we're going to have an issue here as one car in trouble, and I believe that is Stephen Page in the 1. Let's see what happened to Stephen Page. Looked like he got just a gentle little tap from the 777 of Jeremy Carpenter, and around goes Stephen Page.
Yeah, Carpenter may have been a little excited here on the onset of this race. Gets into the back bumper. Not even enough to crinkle it, AR, and you know how thin the sheet metal is back there. The one able to back up and put it back out on track. So we're going to get back under the green flag here very soon. Stephen Page bringing out caution number 1.
All right, so with the yellow flag flying here on lap number 6 of 150, the field going to have a chance to reset and adjust themselves. Do keep in mind, only one extra set of tires are available for these drivers here tonight. So 8 tires in total to be used out on this racetrack. How will these drivers use them? 150 laps seems like a lot of time, but this track is a very short one, and I'll tell you, it's new tires here could make a difference when you put them on.
Well, they sure could, KR, and a lot of it depends on how this race goes. Look, if we go green flag the rest of the way, there's no way I'm coming in for tires. And you can correct me if I'm wrong here, because of the two of us, you're the driver, albeit on dirt, but you understand this a little bit better than I do maybe. But if we're under green flag, are you coming down or are you going to stay out?
You can't come down pit road unless you are out of fuel. That's the only reason I would come down pit road on a track like this. Track position would be huge to come down pit road just for tires at some point would maybe set you further back than what you would like.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to recover from that. You know, it's really kind of a catch-22, but we've got a long race to go here with 141 laps to go as they cross the start-finish line. Joe Schaefer is your race leader. Ryan Nolan going to line up to his outside. Justin McDuff inside row number 2 with AJ Hamill to the outside. Our big movers of the night so far, it's going to be Matt McLean as a +3 as the scoring and timing keeps shifting.
Drivers stack up side by side. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Joe Schaefer once again going to get a good jump on this restart and easily has the lead by the time they get to turn 1. However, the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, everyone else from 2nd on back side by side. Justin McDuff in the 20, now moving into 3rd place. AJ Hamill sitting in 4th, and the 07 of Andrew Hill now going to take over 5th spot from the 54 of Rex Hoyle.
Yeah, Rex Hoyle just proved something very big here, guys, and that is the outside lane, not the preferred choice. He brought it a little bit further to the outside, and a couple of cars able to get by on the inside. Now, that's not to say you can't stay side by side, but you got to keep those cars tight Unfortunately for Rex, he went a little high. That allowed a couple of drivers to get by. You see him right now battling very well with the 07 of Andrew Hill, and right now trying to get his spot back on the outside.
Rex Hoyle in this 54 is an accomplished driver. One of those drivers that you know is going to try and do everything to run you clean, give you the room you need, but he is a very hard driver to get around despite all of that, because that man just puts that car right where he needs to, lap after lap.
Yeah, he sure does. And speaking of putting a car where he needs to, how about the 96 sitting in 6th spot right now? It's Al Smith Jr. Smith is running that inside line against against Adam Jones in the 97. And Smith doing a fine job. He is taking that spot over. 7th spot for Al Smith Jr. Adam Jones back to 8th.
You know, one thing, as we got contact with the 07, Andrew Hill going to lose some spots coming off of turn number 2. So Andrew Hill gathers it back in, but he is going to fall all the way down to 10th place as he was just inside the top 5. Now he's got to work his way back through this field, and everyone right down on that bottom lane makes it very hard to pass. You just kind of got to wait for someone to make a mistake in front of you at this point.
Yeah, and right behind him, Aaron Maynard trying to get back up in through the field. Aaron Maynard up 2 spots right now in his number 46. And look, right now it's tough. You got that outside line, you got that inside line, and as soon as you see these guys kind of go nose to tail, if it ever actually happens here, KR, we're going to see some actual racing here where maybe that front bumper comes into play. You see Andrew Hill out wide again, as there might be a little bit of a handling issue going on with that 07. Everybody out seems to be able to hold that inside line.
One driver who's trying to make his way forward, that is the 39 of Bill Martin. Right now, he finds himself in 12th spot after starting in 17th. A lot of laps left for this 39 to make his way to the front of the field. We'll see if he can continue his march forward. Meanwhile, the fight at the front belongs to Joe Schaefer in the 6. He continues to lead. Ryan Nolan sitting in 2nd place. Justin McDuff 3rd. AJ Hamill 4th, and rounding out your top 5 is the 54 of Rex Hoyle, but Adam Jones all over his back bumper.
Adam Jones right there in the 97, just waiting to see if there's a mistake out of the 54 of Rex Hoyle. The 97 is definitely moving up. He's up 2 spots since the beginning of this race, just 25 laps ago. And Adam Jones with that Tampax 97 working his way up towards the front.
Ryan Nolan in 2nd place came into tonight 2nd in the point standings, just 12 points behind Todd Sargent. Right now, Todd Sargent running in 14th spot. Your points leader has a lot of positions to gain here tonight. This 42 made a bold move last week at Iowa to put himself into 2nd place. Here, that kind of move going to be a lot more difficult to make happen, but that 42 right now down the running order and looking to gain some ground here as the 91 of Jerry Stone gets to his inside.
Yeah, unfortunate for Todd Sargent, this is not the same track we were at last week, and things are a little bit different. This could be the week that we see Ryan Nolan really gain here on the points lead. Unfortunately for the 91 of Jerry Stone, though, he has a big problem. He's stuck way down on the inside slow. Stone dropping like a stone in water as he is down a few positions just like that.
And Jerry Stone in that 91 gathers it back in, but now he has Jeremy Carpenter on his outside. He is still not up to speed, still slow down on the inside lane. Not sure what is going on in that 91 machine. He has not really gotten up into the racing groove and gotten back up to speed, but now it looks like maybe he has just found a spot to slide into.
Now, unfortunate very early on here for him. Let's see if he can gather it back up. Meanwhile, back up front, it is Joe Schaefer Jr. KR in the 6 machine, and man, has he picked up a race lead. 3.6 seconds and growing quickly over Ryan Nolan in 2nd spot.
Yeah, Joe is pulling away from Ryan Nolan, and in fact has already put Jonathan Casey 1 lap down. Next car to go a lap down, that is Jeremy Lion Watkins in the 90 machine. As we look out the back of Joe Schaefer, he is in a, well, he might as well be on a whole nother track. Is that 97 or 87 is pretty far behind him.
Everybody else out there running on 0.3 of a mile. Schaefer running 0.2 of a mile out there, it seems, as the 6 car running around this track. But let's take a look at the big mover of the race so far. KR, of course, I'm talking about 10th spot. The 39 of Bill Martin up 7 spots and climbing. Martin came here for some punch and pie.
He is wanting that punch and pie, was told that only winners get that punch and pie, and he is working on getting to the front of this field for sure. As he works his way around Jonathan Casey, the lap down car of Jonathan Casey. Everyone else squeezing by that 13 machine as well. But Joe Schaefer right now is to the back bumper of the 46 of Aaron Maynard, and he is looking for an opening here. Aaron doesn't want to go a lap down, but at some point you do have to concede that spot to the leader.
And Maynard's down 6 positions from the beginning of this race. The handling may have gone away already on the 46. And KR, again, you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, but this short track racing very often leads to, let's say, the right front tire getting really hot, losing grip. Could that be what's happening with the 46?
I believe the 46 had a moment on the racetrack, and as we look live, the 46 did go for a spin off of turn number 2, looped it around, and got rolling once again, and that is what has put him behind all these cars and just in front of our leaders. Now Aaron Maynard in the 46 looks to the inside, a spot for position here of the 777 Jeremy Carpenter.
Yeah, seems like Maynard has righted the ship here a little bit on the 46 as he's trying to get underneath the 90 of Jeremy Lion Watkins. Maynard trying to stay on the lead lap. He is running as hard as he can. Meanwhile, the leader of Joe Schaefer Jr. kind of following him around the track right now.
And the 6 machine continues to lead, has been our leader for all 41 completed laps. He is out to put a spanking on the field. Now keep in mind, as I mentioned, these drivers have 1 set of tires on their pit box waiting to go on the car. Any time after lap 75 is going to be a good time to hit pit lane. So I expect if we get a caution after the 75 lap mark, we'll see these guys come down pit road. Some may take right side, some may take all 4, but I expect to see tires go on these cars.
Now that's another decision that these guys have to make. As your race leader, Joe Schaefer Jr. gets down to the inside of the 46. Maynard now goes down a lap. He's the first car 1 lap down. It would be very smart of him to try and stay on the back bumper of the 6th, trying to stay in that lucky dog position. And right now, as Schaefer goes down underneath the 13, man, I haven't seen a flaw out of that 6 car yet.
Now, button box shop on the side of that thing, epic. The posse, Joe Schaefer Jr., no stranger to running at the front of a field here. And right now he is doing a great job at it. Bill Martin in the 39 has moved up another spot. He is now sitting in 9th place, trying to close in on the 96 of Al Smith Jr. Al Smith, who has fallen to 8th place now, has a windshield full of the 97 of Adam Jones.
Yeah, Jones just ahead of him. Bill Martin just behind him in that number 39. Bill Martin still the biggest mover of the race here at +8. So he started in 17th spot, 8th plus is 9th. I think the math is all right there. But let's look ahead just a little bit. KR up the 6th spot. Let's not forget about Fluffy Garrett, the 57. Coors Light Machine working his way all the way up to 6. That's up 5 from the beginning of this race. And Garrett, after the last couple of weeks, boy, he would love a good finish here tonight.
Yeah, Garrett looking for a solid run in that Coors Light 57 machine as we are 1/3 of the race in the books. Right now, he has that 97 of Adam Jones on his back bumper. Bill Martin has made his way around Al Smith to move Martin up into 8th place. Meanwhile, the top 3 stay the same. Joe Schaefer, Ryan Nolan, and Justin McDuff in the 20 machine. He is not letting that 87 get too far away. AJ Hamill staying right on the back bumper of McDuff, and then Rex Hoyle holding on to that 5th place.
Yeah, really, it's 2nd through 5th. Those guys are bumper to bumper. Of course, Schaefer is kind of checked out, but 2nd through 5th, very competitive with each other at this point in the race. Ryan Nolan, McDuff, Hamill, and Hoyle. And then you've got Adam Jones in that 97, who just got around Garrett. Garrett sitting in 7th spot. Bill Martin, Andy Lambert, haven't talked much about him in his number 8 tonight, but sitting in 9th spot. And then Al Smith Jr., unfortunately, he's lost 4 spots here, KR. The Bush Light Apple, Turn 3 Racing Network, Ford, not having the night that he looked for, but he is getting that back down to the inside of Andy Lambert. That is the position he's going to try and get himself back up to 9th.
Side by side they go into turn number 2 off the corner, and that curved back stretch. Al Smith is going to take the spot back from Andy Lambert. We saw this out of Al Smith last week at Iowa. Very cautious in the opening stages of the race. Took care of his equipment, and that 96, when it came down to it, ended up in 3rd place for the night.
Now, a good podium finish for the 96. We're going to see if he can do it again tonight, but boy, he got his work cut out for him. As boy, there are 8 drivers ahead of him that are just screaming around this place, and Al has got to figure it out here in that Ford Mustang, that beautiful Ford Mustang, KR.
Well, yeah, sure, but there's a Chevy out front.
Yeah, there is, but it's a beautiful Ford Mustang.
I'm not sure you can use that 2 words in a sentence and say it with a straight face.
Somehow I was able to, but you're right. There is a Chevy up front. It's an Impala. It's sitting up on the way up front. Right now, he's got a 4.8 second lead over 2nd place runner Ryan Nolan, who coincidentally is running in a Ford. Justin McDuff sits in 3rd spot. Those top 3 drivers have not changed position since the start of this race. That's a big deal. Behind them, it is AJ Hamill. He's up 1. Behind him, it's Rex Hoyle down 1. So those 2 drivers have switched spots and have been running that way ever since. Adam Jones sits in the 6th spot in his Tampax number 97, with Bill Martin up 10 spots now to 7th spot. Jason Fluffy Garrett sits in the 8th spot. Al Smith Jr. 9th. Andy Lambert in the top 10, rounding it out in that 8-car 10th spot.
So the 6th continuing to dominate. 13 cars still on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap now is the 07 of Andrew Hill. And Andrew Hill right now is just a little bit ahead, about turns 1 and 2, maybe a straightaway here. This Bullring, a very short track, but Andrew Hill trying to stay on the lead lap. He has lost quite a few spots since the start of this race, but we are nearing the halfway point. This Nitro Series here for the Arts Barbershop 150, putting on a heck of a show here at the Bullring.
And with about 10 laps to go before we're halfway, now we got to start thinking about tires, KR. And look, the way these guys are running, they're running very hard. You know that right front is just screaming, and probably the right rear for some of these drivers who are kind of kicking it out as the 90 goes way up on track. KR, if you're going to pick tires, are you going to pick them sooner rather than later? Are you going to hold on to them? You're going to see what everybody else is doing? What's the plan here from a driver's perspective?
You got 2 plans. You got the leader's plan, and then you have your plan if you're not the leader. As the 07 gathers it back in, lost it off of turn number 4 right in front of our leader. But we do have 1 car on pit road. That is Jeremy Carpenter. He has made his pit stop and left. So we'll see how this all starts playing out as these drivers start making these green flag pit stops to try and make something happen.
KR, I'm gonna have to update you a little bit on Jeremy Carpenter. Carpenter actually called it a night. They're back on about
he
lap
did
26.
45. Yep.
Yeah, so boy, tough night for him. Hopefully the 777 can come back next week and run a little stronger.
I did not read all of my information. A broadcaster's curse right there. Saw something, ran with it before I knew all the details.
Hey buddy, it happens to the best of you.
Nah, just me. All right, so speaking of tires, Joe Schaefer, his best lap, a 15.17. His last lap, a 16.15. We're looking at about 1 second fall off. That lap that he did not have lap traffic in his way, so that's about the best he can do right now, is looking at that 1 second fall off. Now if we start seeing these guys fall off quite a bit more, we may see green flag pit stops here in the next few laps for fuel. We know that they have to pit once for fuel, and tires, yeah, they're gonna be a difference maker, especially when you're seeing that 1 second fall off time.
Well, it certainly could be, but the only way that that's going to happen is if anybody actually comes down for them. Right now, though, I gotta be honest with you, KR. I have been very impressed. Punch and pie. Yeah, I think Bill Martin is going for it. He's up 11 spots since the beginning of this race, and that number 39. He just got around Adam Jones in the 97. Up to 6th spot now is Bill Martin. Now he does have about 3 seconds to go before he can catch AJ Hamel. That time though, KR, is closing in. AJ Hamel is going to start feeling the pressure here probably in the next 15 laps or so.
As we are past the halfway point, working lap 77 of 150, this race clicking off very quickly. When you're dealing with 15-16 second lap times, those laps disappear in a hurry. But the question now does become, when do these guys hit pit road and what are they gonna do? And like I was saying, you have what the leader is gonna do, and then you have what you need to do to try and beat the leader, because right now it is all Joe Schaefer, and somebody has got to figure out a way to beat this 6, and they don't appear to be able to beat him on the track for the moment.
Right now, I'm watching his race line, KR, and it's absolutely amazing to me. He is still getting down to that white line without much of a problem. He's coming off from the corners extremely quickly. In fact, right now, just in front of him, points leader, the 42, Todd Sargent, who was sitting in 11th spot, and the 6 goes around him. So a big shift here, looking like it's going to be in the points.
And Todd Sargent right now not having the night he needs to hold on to that points lead. Ryan Nolan sitting in 2nd. But keep in mind, Nolan was only 12 points behind him coming into the night, as Sargent gets into the wall a little bit. And you know, I've been watching Todd for a few laps. As the yellow flag comes out, we are under yellow here. Let's figure out what happened. Let's take a quick look at this one. Not sure what the yellow was for here.
I'm searching.
Saw Stephen Page high, but not sure that would have been the yellow or not. So with that being said, guys, the yellow flag has come out. Who's going to hit pit road?
This has been pretty much the question of the night, right? I mean, you got Joe Schaefer out there at one point, 6+ second gap. The 42, Todd Sargent, able to use that lucky dog, goes around the pace car. Man, this is going to be interesting here, KR, because as of right now, here he comes. Joe Schaefer, your race leader, coming down pit road.
Joe Schaefer in the 6, going to hit pit lane. Ryan Nolan, Justin McDuff, all the lead lap cars coming down pit road. Here we go, folks. Everyone making their pit stops. The 6 into his stall. Going to take tires, I'm sure, on this one. Let's see if he does take tires. Right side does go up. Everyone else following in behind him. Left side, 4 tire stops for the 6. Down and away, a good stop for Joe Schaefer. He's going to hold on to that race lead. Ryan Nolan going to come off. The 8 of Andy Lambert going to make a big gain here. Andy Lambert with a very quick pit stop. 2 tires for Lambert. Adam Jones, another driver who looks for the moment to have taken 2 tires.
Yeah, so far, a big loser on that one would be Justin McDuff in the 20. Back down to 5th spot. AJ Hamill behind him, 6th. Rex Hoyle, 7th. But you're right, KR. Look, some of these drivers are picking to do 2 tires now. Look, you and I have both driven in this service plenty of times. What have been your feelings on 2 tires? Because I will tell you mine, I hate 2 tire stops.
Well, at some point, you got to try something to go for the win. The 97 has gone back onto pit lane, so Adam Jones not happy with his choice there. He's going to lose a bunch of track position. Andy Lambert, 2 tire stops. So we'll keep an eye on the 8, but yeah, on a track like this, if you can make 2 tires work and gain a ton of spots like the 8 has, it is worth it.
Back under the green flag we go. Joe Schaefer with another hellaciously good restart. The 87 tries to hold on a second, but he had the 8 all over the rear bumper. And now Andy Lambert to the inside. We're back under caution.
And I believe that Aaron Maynard has gone around this time. Once again, the yellow flag coming out. Let's take a look at this one. The 22 machine is the one that has spun. It was the 22 of Mike Holtzclaw getting in trouble here. And he just got loose coming off the corner, smacked the outside wall. Everyone else able to clear down on that inside line.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to correct that Ford, and man, it turned hard right. Plenty of damage to the right front and to the nose of that number 22.
So 2 quick cautions here going to give Aaron Maynard back on the lead lap. The 91 of Jerry Stone receiving the free pass as well. So we are back to 15 cars on the lead lap.
And a couple of drivers still choosing to come down pit road. Amazingly, Jason Garrett, Andrew Hill.
So working lap 91 of 150. 3 cautions on the night here. Andy Lambert in the 8 machine out with 2 tires here, trying to make something happen. Everyone around him 4 fresh tires. Andy Lambert right now shows to have made the right decisions, but can he hold on to it as this restart's going to be double file? Very easy to spin the tires. Saw him wiggle just a little bit on that restart. See if he can keep it gathered in and hold on to his track position that he has gained by that 2 tire stop.
Well, you said it right there, KR. I mean, he already wiggled the car, and that's with fresh right side tires. And granted, he hasn't put on a couple of laps on the car tires yet, but will he be able to adjust and keep up on this next restart? Andy Lambert going to be starting on the outside. Another kind of disadvantage here for the 8 car. It's going to be a tough road to hoe for the number 8.
This Coffee Cup Racing League has just a well, this is race number 10. We have a few races left in the season. As well, trying to find that information here. I know I was doing it earlier. Here it is. As the green flag comes back out, it was a single file restart, but coming up August 19th, the Cowboy Coffee 100 will be at Texas. And then the season finale, August 26th, Coach's Corner Breakfast Blend 150 at North Wilkesboro. I have a hard time talking. Make sure you check your calendars and join us for those 2 races. We are off next Wednesday night and then back into it till we finish out the season.
A single file restart really does help Andy Lambert out, KR, as he's able to hold on to that 4th spot. AJ Hamill right behind him. Rex Hoyle in 6th spot. Bill Martin, your big mover here tonight, sitting in that 7th spot, up 10 positions. Al Smith Jr. sits in 8th spot. Adam Jones, Matt McLean rounding out your top 10.
Andy Lambert goes around on the high side. That 8 machine comes to a stop before he hits anything. Got hard on the binders. But Andy Lambert, that 2-tire stop in the end is not going to work out for him as he has gone around. Let's take another look at this one. The 8 looks to be in a battle with the 18 of AJ Hamill. Goes into the corner a little too hot, got sideways, and shut it down before he could hit anything. But unfortunate break for Andy Lambert.
Yeah, that 2-tire stop, you know, it's something he's going to be thinking about all night long here, as he's going to end up kind of towards the end of the lead pack. In fact, he's going to be sitting in 15th after running in 4th spot, KR. And again, it comes back to, you know, he had the opportunity to pick 4 tires, chose to take those outside tires, just the right sides, got that track position, and then, you know, tires kind of failed him.
So back under yellow we go, and some quick cautions here. Going to give us another car back on the lead lap. I believe our lucky dog recipient will be Stephen Page. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, you're right. I'll quote you, buddy.
All right, quote me.
All right. Quoted. Couple of drivers taking advantage of pit road here under caution. Among them, Andrew Hill, Mike Holtzclaw, and Jeremy Lyon Watkins in the number 90. Andrew Hill is not having the night that he was looking for here tonight. Right now, currently scored in the 16th spot. Just 2 drivers off from the lead lap. It's the 13 of Jonathan Casey and the number 777 of Jeremy Carpenter, who unfortunately had to call it way back on lap number 44.
Lights go out on the pace car. We get ready to go racing once again, and it looks like this one is going to be a double file restart. Joe Schaefer, Ryan Nolan on the front row for this restart. Justin McDuff, AJ Hamill in row number 2, and then Rex Hoyle and Bill Martin in row number 3 as the pace car ducks down onto pit road. Schaefer in control of this field. He has the ability to go whenever he wants, and now is the time for him, and he gets another good jump. Ryan Nolan gonna try and close in on him. Can Nolan keep that 6 in sight, or is Schaefer gonna check out like he did last time? Had a 3.5 second lead before that was all wiped out by our string of cautions.
Oh boy, yellow goes out again, and oh my goodness. You talk about cautions breeding cautions. Here we are, and it looks like the number 91 may have been involved in this one.
Big stack up. The 07, the 91, the 8 all get together off of turn number 4. They are trying to get that sorted here. Big stack up. We'll take one more look at this one, as I believe I messed this all up. I have messed it up. Good grief.
It's okay, KR.
Eh.
Nobody minds.
Yeah, I mind. It happens from time to time.
It
But a
does.
big stack up. 3 cars involved in that one. And the 22 machine of Mike Holtzclaw says thank you for the yellow as he gets the lucky dog.
Yeah, Holtzclaw really does benefit from this one. As he's able to come around, the pace car gets on to the lead lap, the 22 running in 17th spot. Joe Schaefer is doing a fantastic job on the restarts here tonight. KR, as we've seen, every single restart, he seems to have the jump on the 87. You see the 87, he's hanging back just a little bit. That's so he can see when the 6 goes, but it is not helping here on these double file restarts. The 87 seems to be lagging just a little bit behind Joe Schaefer.
All right, so with the yellow coming out once again, only one set of tires. Most of these drivers, I've already put them on. Fuel, we're good to go to the end of this thing. So far, nobody has had an answer to the speed of the 6 of Joe Schaefer. And Chris, Ryan Nolan got to be happy about second place right now. Todd Sargent sitting in 11th.
Yeah, Todd Sargent's actually starting to make a little headway back there, but still sitting in that 11th spot. So it's going to be a good points night here for the 87 of Nolan, as it looks like we have the pace car lights off, setting up for another single file restart here from the Bullring, the Arts Barbershop 150, getting ready to go back under green.
Joe Schaefer takes control of the field as the Ford Mustang goes to be serviced because the lights have quit working on it. Schaefer stabs the throttle and back to green flag we go. The 6 machine, another good jump and easy time for him with that single file restart. Ryan Nolan has got to keep him in check if he wants to try and make a move for the race lead.
Keeping an eye on the third place runner, the number 20 of Justin McDuff. McDuff has actually been climbing into the back bumper here for the past couple of restarts of Ryan Nolan in the 87. McDuff may have a slightly faster car, but can't find a way around the 87.
You know, when you are just a hair faster than the car in front of you, all you can do is wait for that car to make a mistake. And when it's the 87 of Ryan Nolan, that mistake may not come out, as all you can do is just wait for that to happen. McDuff, though, is keeping the pressure on him. Maybe catch that 87 checking his rearview mirror one time, going into a corner, misses mark just a little bit, but Ryan Nolan, lap after lap, puts those tires right down to that white line just above the rumble strips.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And right now I'm watching Bill Martin. He's running in 6th spot. We've got a little bit of a battle here for 7th as the 97 of Adam Jones gets around Al Smith Jr. Smith back 1 spot as we go back under caution.
We got another stack up, the 07 involved, Jonathan Casey, the 91 involved, Jerry Stone. Let's take a look at this one, at how it went down. It looks like the 07 of Andrew Hill goes spinning. The 91 is going to collect him. And it starts with the 42 of Todd Sargent.
Yeah, it started up front there, the 42 Sargent, and that caused a lot of checking up going on behind him, including Andy Lambert, Steve Page, Andrew Hill, Jerry Stone. So big time wreck here again at the Bullring, as we are proving tonight cautions breed cautions. After that really nice long green flag run, we've had a few quick cautions here tonight at the Bullring.
5 cars involved in that yellow flag that time. The Bullring properly named. Not a lot of room to try and get out of the way here, with everyone fighting for a specific line on the track. As Jeremy Watkins gets the lucky dog, he gets back on the lead lap. That'll give us 18 cars on the lead lap as we are working lap 117 of 150.
Yeah, the only car not on the lead lap, the 13 of Jonathan Casey. Unfortunately, he's down a few laps here tonight, but everybody else back up on the lead lap. Jerry Stone coming down pit road. AR, we've got about 30 33 laps to go here at the Bullring, and really no answer for Joe Schaefer Jr. up front. Ryan Nolan has, I think, tried just about everything he can, but those restarts really seem to be getting him. Even the single file restarts we saw last time by, the 6 just gets on it, and man, somehow he is sticking that car to this track.
And Joe Schaefer, quite the accomplished driver in these asphalt short tracks. And you know, when I saw that he was one of the drivers entered into tonight's race, I knew that this would be a car to watch. And so far, he has been the man of the show. He has led every lap this race. It's Todd Sargent in the 42, comes down pit lane. Got to hustle that car to catch back up to the back of the field before we go green flag racing. So Todd Sargent still having some issues on his 42, but here we go. Pace car down and away. Joe Schaefer now in control of the field, and he is going to pick up the pace once again, and another excellent restart out of the 6.
It seems like every time he gets into that area marked off on the track, he picks a different spot to go, and it's really confusing. Ryan Nolan hasn't been able to get there so far. Behind Nolan, it is McDuff. Rex Hoyle coming on the outside in the 54, trying to get there. He's got to be careful, though. The 18 of AJ Hamill looks to go on the inside. He does. AJ Hamill to the inside, coming on the front stretch. As we go back under caution one more time.
Jason Garrett in the 57 machine is backed into the outside wall. Let's take a look at what happened to Jason Garrett. Running on the outside of the 88 of Matt McLean, goes around and just brushes that outside wall.
Yeah, may have been a little contact there between the 88 and the 57. And the 57 taking the short straw here, as he is all the way to the end of the lead lap cars. KR Fluffy running in 18th spot.
So laps are starting to wind down, Chris. This race, very short one. 150 laps may seem like a lot, but when you factor in how small this Bullring is, these laps click off quickly. Even under yellow, our lap times are still 36 seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And of course, look, it's a 0.3 of a second, or a 0.3 of a mile track. So it's very similar to even most local tracks. The difference here is the banking. A lot of banking through the corners really lets these guys put the power down in these cars, and they're definitely doing it. And the best one here tonight so far, Joe Schaefer Jr. He's led every single lap here tonight, KR. And quite honestly, I don't know what Ryan Nolan has to do to try and pass him, but it's got to be a different strategy than he's been playing out here so far with 26 laps to go.
You know, there are times where you, as a driver, know you did everything you could and you still just get beat. Right now, the 87 is in that situation. He is doing an excellent job out on the speedway, but Joe Schaefer is just that much better right now. Ryan Nolan has another shot here. He has got to get a good jump here and try and keep that 6 pinned down through turns 1 and 2. We'll see how this plays out. Chris, why don't you take us to this green flag?
Absolutely. Joe Schaefer on the bottom side, waiting for the green flag to go. Who is outside? Ryan Nolan. The green flag waves, and Schaefer takes off again. The 87 not able to hang on the inside. A little bit further back, it's the 20 of Justin McDuff trying to take advantage of Rex Hoyle to the outside and back just a little bit more. KR, it's the 18 of AJ Hamill trying to make waves late in this one. He's to the inside of the 97 Tampax machine of Adam Jones.
All of that going down the 39 machine. Bill Martin watching as the 18's going to get into the 54. Contact and no caution now. The yellow flag is going to come out. Rex Hoyle in the 54 machine went around. Let's take another look at that as Rex Hoyle and AJ Hamill fought side by side through the corner. The loser of that one is going to be Rex Hoyle. Tough break for the 54. He had a solid run going here, but man, he's going to have to work his way through the field, and with just a handful of laps left, not a lot of time to get that done.
Yeah, Hamill with a really good run to the inside, making contact with the 54, sending him to the outside and around. And you're right, KR, Rex Hoyle has had a great night here tonight, consistently in the top 5, and now has to pick it up from 18th spot with 20 laps to go. His night ruined, at least right now. Now look, the way the cautions have been flying, he could finish in 3rd, 4th spot still here, KR. So night's not over for Rex Hoyle, but he has definitely got his work cut out for him.
That caution does put Bill Martin into 5th place. A top 5 run now for the 39 machine as he has worked his way forward all night long. And, you know, still got a few laps left. But, Chris, one thing you'll know, when you are a fast driver at the back of the field, the passes come easy. As you start making your way forward, it's a little bit harder. The cars get a little bit faster. They start running in the line you want to be in, and it becomes harder to make those moves.
Yeah, it does, KR, and then you add the track on top of it, the Bullring, not the easiest track to pass on. Really, you have to do it to the inside, so if you don't have that spot, you're in trouble. And Rex Hoyle definitely has his work cut out for him. Looks like he's going to be restarting in the 17th spot, though that might change. Scoring and timing still shifting around a little bit here for us, but man, what a blow to Rex Hoyle, who was having such a great night here tonight. But speaking of great nights, how about Joe Schaefer, your race leader? He's led every single lap here so far. Let's talk about Ryan Nolan, Justin McDuff. They started 2nd and 3rd, currently running 2nd and 3rd. The big mover of the night, the 5th place runner right now, the 39 car of Bill Martin, unbelievably up 12 spot, make it 11 as shift of changes go. We're going to be restarting double file this time, KR, as they're heading down the backstretch.
Lights go out on our Ford Mustang pace car. Joe Schaefer once again has control of this field, and we're going to watch this 6 machine try and pull it off one more time. 16 laps to go as the green flag flies. And the 6, another solid restart. The 20 of Justin McDuff making a move to the inside of Ryan Nolan. A change in the top 3 for the first time tonight.
Oh my goodness, look at Bill Martin in the 39. He has got that thing revved up to 4th spot now. Almost had a run on the 87 for 3rd. Couldn't quite get there to make it happen. Now the 87 just ahead of him. Ryan Nolan to the inside of McDuff. That may open the door for Bill Martin.
Bill Martin has got to get to the back bumper of the 87 machine as McDuff is going to wash up high off of turn number 2. Bill Martin going to squeeze through, and Justin McDuff is going to have to shut the door on the 18 of AJ Hamill. McDuff goes to 4th spot. Ryan Nolan back in the 2nd, and Bill Martin now sitting in 3rd.
Yeah, an unbelievable run here out of Martin, up 14 spots to 3rd spot. And then we look back just a little bit. AJ Hamill running in 4th, and he is battling it out right now with the Tampax machine and the number 97 of Adam Jones. Al Smith Jr. coming out of nowhere once again to be inside the top 10. Right now, Al Smith Jr. running in 7th. Aaron Maynard, speaking of out of nowhere, at one point, Aaron Maynard was a lap down. Right now, running in the top 10, 8th spot.
Yeah, that 46 machine has had a great recovery. We saw his spin on the back stretch that ended up putting him a lap down, but because of all the cautions, the 46 got back on the lead lap and has taken advantage of his second chance and moved all the way up into 8th place, as he is now going to have to try and figure out how to deal with the 96 of Al Smith. Al, hard charge there, almost getting into the back of the 97 of Jones.
On the inside of Al Smith Jr., here comes Aaron Maynard for the spot. Aaron Maynard not going to be satisfied with 8th as he takes over 7th from Al Smith. Al Smith battling back on the outside down the backstretch, door to door, going into turn 3.
Maynard and Smith side by side once again into the next corner. Joe Schaefer continues to lead as we have 7 laps to go here, and the caution flag is going to come out. And this time it is for our points leader once again, the 42 of Todd Sargent, getting into trouble as he is going to go around coming off of turn number 4.
Oh, just gets loose coming off from turn 4, KR, and it looks like the 57 gets into him just a little bit to help him complete the spin. This is not the night that Todd Sargent wanted coming in tonight as your points leader. Ryan Nolan in second spot in points and second place here during the race. Todd Sargent may be seeing his points lead evaporate here tonight.
Absolutely a disappointing night for the 42, but you know, being at the top of the point standings, Todd Sargent is probably going to come back with a vengeance here in the next 2 races, so don't count him out of this championship battle just yet. Ryan Nolan in the 87 going to have a handful of laps to keep himself in second place. Anything can happen, but man, I'll tell you what, that 42 not having the best of nights here tonight.
Unfortunately, he's really not, and I'll tell you what, here we are under caution, and we've only got, what, 4 laps to go. It's been a tough night here for your points leader, but you know what? If you're going to give him something, let's give him this. Going to end up on the lead lap, probably closer to the bottom of that lead lap, KR, but the 42 trying to do everything he can tonight. Look, sometimes it's just not your night. Right now, the 42 is feeling everything out there at the Bullring, and 3 laps to go, waiting to get back under the green. We should see the green one more time, and man, it's gonna be a very quick run. Joe Schaefer, the way he's been restarting, KR, I think we can almost see the writing on the wall, can't we?
I would say so. You know, Schaefer, if the trends continue, has been able to get excellent restarts, and Ryan Nolan not able to reel him in even with just a handful of laps. As the lights do go out on the pace car, we are going to have a 1 lap shootout here for the finish.
Sir. It's going to be a green-white checker. Hate to cut you off like that, but
it is going to be a green-white checkered. So as everything resets, the 6 of Joe Schaefer just has to get 1 more solid restart. He has been able to do that all night long. Ryan Nolan needs the best start he's had all night. And again, Schaefer with a solid jump. Here comes Bill Martin to the inside of Ryan Nolan.
Martin may have spun his tires just a little bit as he was trying to get underneath Ryan Nolan, but able to hold on with the 39. The 39 trying for second spot. He's got it at the line. Final lap here as the white flag rolls.
Bill Martin moves into second spot. Ryan Nolan gonna try and make a move to his inside. Not enough there, but Joe Schaefer off of turn number 4 is gonna pick up the win. And Bill Martin second, Ryan Nolan third. AJ Hamill gonna bring it home 4th, and Aaron Maynard going to be in a 5th place finish after going 1 lap down here tonight.
Man, what a race. Unbelievable. Aaron Maynard comes from a lap down to finish in the top 5. Joe Schaefer leads every single lap. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out to watch here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. You never know what's going to happen with these with these coffee cup guys. Stay tuned as we get ready for some post-race interviews and then the Demolition Derby.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to talk to our top 3 finishing drivers, and we're going to kick it off with the 87 of Ryan Nolan. Ryan, you bring it home 3rd place here tonight, and by our math, which is not very good math, we have you taking over the points lead with this solid 3rd place finish.
That's good. That's kind of surprising because I've had some pretty terrible races these last 3 races, but was definitely happy to have a solid finish here in the top 3. Gotta thank the guys for racing clean. A little bummed to lose out to 2nd to Bill, but it was well deserved for him, and yeah, it was a good race.
Well, Ryan, this 87 machine running 2nd there up until the last restart. Man, tell us a little bit about what it's like running here at the Bullring and having to go through, you know, this very short track and everything.
I tried to take time, but I spun out immediately in turn 1 like an idiot.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting track. It's a short track, small and tight. I like this style of racing, and it's fun with these cars. But restarts are important, and being on the outside, I knew it was going to be tough. I was just lucky to get good restarts most of the night until the end. But yeah, it's a challenging track, but a lot of fun.
All right, Ryan, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for 3rd place here tonight?
I just gotta thank you guys for broadcasting and doing a great job. AJ for putting the series on. It's been a lot of fun this year. I don't even know who my sponsor is. I think it's some Nescafe or something like that, but gotta thank them for supporting. But yeah, and congratulations to the winner.
All right, that is Ryan Nolan, your 3rd place finisher, but Chris is caught up with our 2nd place finisher, and that is none other than Bill Martin.
I sure have, KR, and the Ray Bestis number 39, the hard charger, here tonight at the Bullring. What a race you had, Bill. Why don't you take me through it just a little bit? Because, man, starting 15 spots back in 17th spot, finishing in 2nd place here tonight. It was a heck of a night here for the 39 machine.
Well, thanks, man. All right, here's how I went. I pushed the gas pedal, and then I went around the cars, and I got in front of the cars. Thank you.
Well, quick and to the point, but there was some strategy there. I mean, you had to be to the inside to pass. We know that here at the Bullring. This 0.3 of a mile track, not the easiest place to pass at. So you're being maybe a little coy on how you got there, but nonetheless, up 15 spots since the beginning of the race. Congratulations here on the 2nd spot.
Thanks, man. Yeah, the trick to it was not burning the tires up, which I felt like I had a slight advantage only because I haven't practiced that much at this track, no less than a car that weighs 72 million pounds. So I took it really easy for most of the race. And then as a lot of guys had been battling, their tires wore out and mine were still good, so it worked out. Just saved the tires long enough and it worked.
That's very true. As a 2nd place finish definitely proves that out. Bill, who do you got on that car that you need to thank, give hugs to, give kisses to? I don't know.
I want to thank Ray Bestis for sending me that sponsorship check back in 1994. How about your mom for giving birth to you? To you guys for doing this beautiful broadcast that I'm sure I'll watch later and be like, hey, look at that, I'm on there. And for AJ for making the league be a thing. Gotta suck up to him just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. He said I was gonna get punch and pie, and if I won the race, I don't get punch and pie, so it's bull crap. I take it back. Screw AJ.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, we've mentioned the punch and pie here throughout the broadcast. Since you were the hard charger, I've got news for you. Out on pit road in your pit stall, punch and pie ready to go.
I get okay, but who has already run over it like a dick?
Well, AJ did.
That makes sense.
Yep. Bill, congratulations once again on a second spot. And KR, I believe you caught up with Joe Schaefer.
I have caught up with our race winner here tonight, and that is none other than Joe Schaefer in the 6 machine. Joe, solid run out there, led every single lap, never put a tire wrong. Tell us a little bit about this race out there tonight.
Well, I say I got kind of lucky. Whoever made this fixed setup was like they made it for me. I loaded it up on Monday afternoon, ran some practice laps because I knew I was going to be cutting it close getting into the server tonight. And this is just one of those tracks where if you can save the right front, you can really do a lot of damage and make up a lot of ground on a lot of people. And lucky enough to start up front and kind of pace myself and pace the field. So it all worked out in my favor, which it didn't last week. So I'm happy with that.
Well, Joe, the Demolition Derby has started. The 6 machine already getting some blows in, but man, that race out there tonight seemed to be picture perfect for you. 4 tires stopped when you came down pit road under caution. Everything seemed to go your way here tonight.
Yeah, I thought Nolan was really saving early on because I felt a bit weary at pulling away as fast as I did. I figured it was going to come back to bite me, but I just tried to get into a rhythm and stick to it and be smooth, and ended up working out. And towards the end, I made the mistake of telling Bill how I was getting around here, and having him in 3rd place on that last restart kind of served as a little bit of protection in case Nolan wanted to really come after me and try to take it. So, like you said, it really ended up working out perfect.
All right, man. Well, any shout outs or thank yous you need to give here tonight?
Yeah, I'll thank Epic Media, Drew Krybeck, and the posse.
All right, Joe. Well, once again, congratulations on your race win, man. And we look forward to seeing you in the next 2 races here.
Thank you, guys. Hopefully I'm talking to you again next week.
All right, that is Joe Schaefer, your race winner here tonight. And Chris, the Demolition Derby has already started.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, it sure has. And Bill Martin, you know, the 39, he came home in 2nd spot tonight. I don't think that he's done for the night. I think he is vying here for the Demolition Derby Championship, as it looks like, and I could be wrong here, but it looks like it's between himself and Aaron Maynard. And now Aaron Maynard with the left front tire that's just kind of flopping out there. I believe the lower control arm, upper control arm, spring, everything out, ball joint, all broken on the left front, as he is the only driver still moving out there tonight. KR, this has been a fantastic night. The Arts Barber Shop 150 here at the Bullring, live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It's been a lot of fun.
That it has. Let's go through our race finishing results here, if I can click the right buttons for it, and not sure why that's not working. So yeah,
well, we can go through them nonetheless. KR, Joe Schaefer Jr., your race a winner here tonight. Bill Martin, Ryan Nolan, AJ Hamill, and Aaron Maynard make up your top 5. Adam Jones, Al Smith Jr., 6th and 7th. In 8th spot tonight, it's going to be Justin McDuff. Andy Lambert picks up a 9th place finish just inside of the top 10. Speaking of top 10, how about Rex Hoyle, who just a few laps prior to the end he was at the end of the lead lap, if you recall. And KR, he made his way all the way back up into a top 10 finish.
11th place goes to Jeremy Watkins. Todd Sargent finishing in 12th. Jerry Stone will be 13th. 14th, Andrew Hill. Mike Holtzclaw 15th. Stephen Page going to end up in 16th. Matt McLean 17th. 18th place will be Jason Garrett, and Jonathan Casey, Jeremy Carpenter going to round out the field here for our Arts Barbershop 150. And that is going to do it for us here tonight, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Aaron Maynard, the unofficial winner to the Demolition Derby. So for everyone here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, I have been your host for tonight. My name was KR Stolfus, and I had the illustrious Chris Legue here. So Chris, why don't you sign us out?
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure here bringing you all the action live here at the Bullring. And KR, it's been a huge pleasure working with you again. Can't wait to do it here just 2 weeks away here from tonight, as next week we are off. And man, it's been a lot of fun. Loving me some of this Coffee Cup Nitro Series.